But time to talk about India Revival Mission, and who better than Mr. MV Gowtama, CMD at BEL, joining in today on the show to talk about where he sees revival for both BEL as well as India. Mr. Gowtama, good morning. Great to have you on ET Now. Thank you so much for taking the time out. How is it that you've looked, Mr. Gowtama, at the government's emphasis on Make in India in the defense sector in terms of providing opportunity to enhance indigenous equipment manufacturers? And how is it that you plan to address this emerging need that India has?
Yeah. Government has put now under Make in India Atmanirbharta program. So in this program, Honorable Raksha Mantri has already declared a huge list of equipment which can't be imported anymore for the defense needs of the country. So we are happy that BEL has role in about 35 equipment out of the first list that has been announced by Honorable Raksha Mantri, and we expect such more lists of negative import to be announced by government even during the coming Aero India in 2021. So this gives a lot of confidence to defense industry in India to invest more into the technology that goes into making these products and come out with variants which are more useful to the country. So I see this as a very positive and encouraging step. In fact, it is a game change for us in Indian defense industry to look forward for much bigger stake in servicing the Indian defense forces.
Sure. What is that, Mr. Gowtama, the outlook when it comes to your overall order book? The target, the breakup of orders which are expected to come from various sectors, like even non-defense operations, smart cities, homeland security, as well as consumables?
We are doing well as of now, and we are giving a guidance figure of anywhere between 13,000 crores to about 15,000 crores of new orders being acquired during the current year. We are on the right track. We have most of the cases are under final negotiation and contract finalization, and hence we are very hopeful that this year also we will clock more incoming orders than what we are going to deliver. We expect deliveries to stand at around 13,800 to 14,000 crores this year, while the order acquisition also we expect between 13,000 to 15,000. We are acquiring orders in all the verticals of Bharat Electronics. The traditional verticals of defense are sustaining, and the new verticals what we added and we have taken up good speed, like smart cities and e-governance projects, they are all taking good shape. So I am quite hopeful that by year end we will be able to acquire nearly to 15,000 crore. Certainly not less than 13,000 crore this year.
Okay. Tell us a little also about your plans to increase the high margin service income as well going forward. I think from 10 to 15%, that's the aim. Where would this take your overall margins?
Yeah. Overall margins, we are able to sustain EBITDA margins of 20 plus minus 1 range at this point of time. But certainly we would like to have contribution from different verticals of Bharat Electronics, not only from supply of equipment, but also from services. So we are giving good importance to services. Today we have initiated product service support centers all over the country. We are at the doorsteps of most of the customers, and we are very keen to take up servicing MRO business of not only BEL made products but also ex-import which the services are having. So we see a very positive growth in this business segment, and the motivation and encouragement what the government is giving for Indian vendors to provide service of defense equipment is going to add certainly in a very big way in coming years to BEL. Also, there are plans to corporatize the base workshops which the services have got, and certainly that's going to be a game changer as far as defense business is concerned. And BEL certainly having the competency in different systems and being a lead system integrator for many of the big ticket programs in the country, we stand number one in the queue to get the best opportunity to do servicing. Towards this, in fact, LRSAM project of BEL is one good example where the D-level maintenance for all the services is going to be provided jointly by BEL and IAI Israel. We have agreed during DefExpo to form a joint venture so that the servicing of LRSAM can be done completely within the country. So these initiatives which we have taken are going to add more revenues in service sector to BEL, and I am also sure that we will be able to maintain evenly from all the sectors contributing to the top line and maintain the EBITDA margins anywhere between 20 plus minus 1% level.
Okay, I have a slightly technical question on other income for you. Now, it's continuously reduced, of course, over the last few years. 3% of PBT in FY19 versus 21% in FY17. Now, analysts do see this trend continuing, given the currently strained government finances and delayed payments as well, could further help to stretch BEL's working capital, and this could potentially make it a net debt company as well. Tell us what the other income component will be and if this is a valid concern going forward.
If you see FY17, we got good other income figures during that financial year, mainly because we got a one-time dividend, high dividend paid by the joint venture company we had with General Electric Medical Systems. So the GEBE paid us for our 26% stake in that a very good dividend. So whenever such income comes, the other income will certainly stand up very high in the books of account. But we can't expect such type of dividends every year. So the company will accumulate for a couple of years more, and probably it will again provide us back. So our idea is that main income from our operations must grow and must clearly take a good leap in the coming years. Incidentally, we are right now going through some of the nominated projects where the profitability was reduced by Government of India under the new pricing policy for the defense PSUs. However, we are expecting a revision in this policy once again with upward margin for the DPSUs. This is need of the hour. It is not only for BEL, for other sister DPSUs also. And we expect in the coming years that we will be able to certainly grow much bigger in revenues from the core defense sector, and also the operating margin in those sectors will also see very positive improvement.
Mr. Gowtama, hi there, good morning. You've got some major plans as well that have been laid out for the year. Just tell us a little bit more about these business opportunities in space electronics, solar engineering, smart cards, telecom. I know you said that all of your verticals are going to contribute evenly to your top line growth. So what is the potential that you see in some of these non-defense areas? Can you tell us about the recent order wins that you've seen over here? Have you drawn up any Capex plans as well?
Yeah. Coming to Capex plans, we are steadily investing nearly about 600-650 crores every year. Right now, we are building new plants. One of the plant is in a very advanced stage. It's going to produce the state-of-the-art electro-optic equipment. It is in Andhra Pradesh near Machilipatnam, a place called Nimaluru. Similarly, we have taken up construction of new plant near Anantapur in Andhra Pradesh. Mainly, we will be manufacturing RF seekers. If you have seen the recent missiles that have been tested by DRDO, all of them have got missile seekers in that, RF seekers in that, and they are all manufactured under TOT and licensed by Bharat Electronics. And we are able to put up a big plant for supporting the needs of the country in this segment. Now, apart from this, we are constructing one more plant in Hyderabad near Ibrahimpatnam. We have seen a very huge potential for the electronic warfare systems. Our order book in that segment is continuously rising, so we have taken up that. Apart from that, we are already addressing the electronic fuses for the artillery shells of Indian Army. And we see a very great potential in that. The needs of Indian Army were advertised through a RFP. We have participated in that. And to address such large requirement, we need to have a good amount of storage space for the explosive material and etc. So we acquired 200 acres of land near Nagpur. We already took up a plan to construct a big factory there for the electronic fuse and loitering munitions. So we are seeing growth in the traditional vertical certainly, and we have invested in Capex in the traditional vertical. Coming to the civilian segment, I am happy to tell you that we have signed a memorandum of understanding with Airport Authority of India. That is one segment which we have not taken seriously in the past, but with Atmanirbharta program encompassing all the sectors where good amount of import was happening all these years since independence. We are now concentrating on that, and we are developing solutions for Airport Authority. Similarly, we have signed MOU with Delhi Metro Railway Corporation, and with their guidance, we are getting into many segments which are right now being imported, be it fare collection gate, be it automated signaling, communications for the metros as well as for Indian Railways and etc. So I see already some of the products have gone through the initial demonstrations, concepts have gone through demonstrations. So we are going to put these products in a very short time frame into use. I am going to see in future a very good boost because the country is rapidly growing in the infrastructure. There are many cities planned with metros, and I am sure that all those new metro requirements will be done through indigenous resources, and BEL is going to play a very major role in those areas. Coming to smart cities, we're thankful to Ministry of Housing and Urban Development. We have signed already a couple of agreements with development of smart cities in northeastern states. Two of the smart cities have already gone live, and the balance are in pipeline. And the smart city mission and smart city project is going to be one of the key focus area for the present government and in their policy, and hence I see big boost coming in the coming years also for smart city, and we will be able to get a good amount of order book as well as revenues from that. So today from our homeland security and smart city, nearly 10% of our present order book is from that vertical, and also in terms of operational revenues, about 10% are being contributed by them. But I see in next 2-3 years this percentage to jump to about 15%. So we are very clear. We are putting good strategies. We have a lot of synergy from the industry. We have partnerships, be it a large company like L&T and to a very small young entrepreneur, innovative. We take everyone along with us, and we provide the best possible solution for these requirements. And hence I see a very positive growth coming to BEL in both these sectors. With respect to our working capital situation, we are still a zero debt company as on today. Yes, the working capital sometimes gets stressed, but we are able to manage well even under stress budget conditions with our customers. We are able to manage well, and we are able to address their needs even if they owe a huge money to us. We are not stopping our equipment delivery and services for any of the customer. So I am sure that in coming few months, the positive trend of economy is showing now, and in coming few months, all our dues will be promptly paid back.
Yes. Sounds very encouraging, but I also want to ask you how you plan to tackle the rise in competition from domestic private players as well as from global defense majors. And there's also the government policy on indigenization, which that would lead to higher imports. So these are some concerns. How do you plan to deal with it?
Yeah. Defense sector today is completely open for everyone. The government has allowed a very good amount of FDI inflow on automatic route, and if required even 100% on select few cases. Apart from this, the government has stated Atmanirbharta in defense as very focused effort. So this is going to give a very good open field for anyone to come in and participate and take his share of the cake. So we are seeing already the increased competition both from domestic, not only the big companies like L&T, Adani, Reliance, Tatas, but also from smaller companies we are facing good competition. But I'm very happy to tell you that we have a good amount of understanding with the big companies, be it Mahindra's, be it Bharat Forge and others. L&T and etc. The government is also looking for establishing strategic partners. So that is one of the key focus area what we are able to see. And BEL is certainly not a platform producing company. We are only an equipment producing company. We are not a platform producing company. So we need to align with good platform manufacturers, and we are able to sign MOUs with them so that our equipment can fit best into their platforms and meet the requirement of the defense services. And we will be able to be a partner for them in winning under the strategic partnership competition. So we are very keen that while we grow, the Indian industry grows much bigger and becomes, India truly becomes a global hub for defense equipment.
Gowtama, as the government is looking to raise funds via PSU disinvestment, we understand that the issue of low valuations has come up, and the government is looking at ways to improve valuations in line with the book value as well as profitability of companies. What is your own view on how, when applied to BEL, this case can be looked at?
No, we all in BEL are very surprised. Even we feel that our stock is valued very low in the market compared to the current order book, current performance of the company, past history of the company, the promising growth in the field, and etc. Still, we are all surprised to see that our stock is undervalued. So certainly, even the government, the DIPAM is worried how to bring up the stock value to the correct price. We need not be overrated, but it must be just. So this is one challenge in front of us. But certainly, the investor confidence probably in DPSUs is a little lower at this point of time. Similar performance, I'm sure, if it is from a private industry, the stock should have been performing anywhere between 2.5 times than the present value. However, I would like to also give an encouraging statement that we all focus our energies on performance. And you are the people who are going to guide the stock market by analyzing our performance. So more cooperation from you and more deeper analysis in our operations and feedback from you is certainly going to add value to our stock. So we look forward for that.
Oh, absolutely. And we should have you more often to give out message to the shareholders as well. But Mr. Gowtama, you continue to be very upbeat about your business prospects in the defense sector, seeking to ride on the government's thrust on self-reliance despite the short-term adverse impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. Tell us about the outlook that you have on recent government reforms for the defense sector, the policy initiatives, and what makes you so confident of the kind of revival that Indian defense sector can see. And also in light of that, I also want you to talk about the recent PLI scheme in the defense sector and how it's going to really give that leg up and boost manufacturing and enhance exports for us.
Yes, there was certainly a setback because of the COVID pandemic. The entire globe went into a lockdown, and it certainly has affected the supply chains. Many of the industries were shut down for months together. That certainly has affected our first quarter performance. But thankful to the periodic review by government and opening up of the business, we are able to today catch up with our plans. And by second quarter, we have performed well, reasonably well compared to last year's revenues. We have done exceedingly well in second quarter in the current given scenarios. Even now, we are running plants on shifts, and a work which what used to take about a day, right now it is taking 2 to 2.5 days. Because different people come in different shifts and there is no continuity of flow of work. So certainly that is affecting our operations, and we are struggling to overcome these type of issues. I also must thank all our employees, both officers and non-officers, whose dedication helped us in overcoming the challenges posed during pandemic and ensuring supply of 30,000 ventilators on time to the country. We stood by the needs of the country and the demand from the government, and we were able to do it. I see a very positive future for Indian defense. First and foremost, we have neighbors which are keeping the entire country on its toes. Then no defense supplier in the world has got equipment which will meet the current geographic requirements of the country. We need equipment that works in desert temperatures more than 50 degrees Celsius during summer, and we need equipment that works in high altitude, say 5 kilometers altitude and etc. with sub-zero temperatures. So there are no foreign equipment manufacturers who will be able to give a very reliable sensor, which is the need of the hour for our Indian defense services, and hence the local industry has to play a much bigger role, both in terms of designing equipment that meets the wide geographic requirement of the Indian services, as well as providing the maintenance, regular maintenance, so that the equipment is kept upkeep and available to the user at any point of time. So we see very positive steps that are being taken by the ministry today. In fact, this is the first time the country ever thought of declaring that we are not dependent on somebody and we don't require any more imports on certain category of equipment. So one of the critical equipment what we are manufacturing, thanks to the technology developed by DRDO and TOT given to us, is a weapon locating radar. So there is a huge requirement of this all across the border. So we see a very positive revenues coming out of this product coming for next 20-30 years. And it is such a product, once it is inducted in the Indian Army, many foreign countries are looking for such equipment. In fact, the Defense Forces of India do extensive evaluation, be it domestic product or be it imported product, and then only they induct it into service. Any equipment that is inducted by Indian services will have a very good market potential abroad. So earlier the governments were not giving export license for the complete product, but today this government is encouraging. They have given permission to us to export even state-of-the-art product like Akash missile system, and which is well proven with the Indian Defense Services, both Army and Air Force. So we are looking forward not only for the domestic market but also for the export market.
And we wish you all the very best in your endeavors. Thank you so much, Mr. Gowtama, for taking time out. We'll take a very quick break then, right here on the show. Stay with us. In just moments from now, the management of Apollo Tyres joins in.